Okay, we now are going to introduce a process called dimensional analysis. Let me explain. If the units of numbers are not the same, we cannot add or subtract them. Therefore, assuming that there isn't some sort of formula we must use, we are basically left with multiplying and dividing. We have four basic operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. If adding and subtracting are out, there's only multiplying and dividing. If we write our numbers as fractions, then to divide we just flip and multiply. Which means that if we are willing to flip fractions however we want, basically everything's multiplication. In other words, if you have a word problem with numbers and all the numbers have different units, everything can be done with multiplication if you allow yourself to flip things. This leads to a nifty process for solving word problems called dimensional analysis. The strategy for dimensional analysis basically has 4 steps. Step 1, write out all the numbers from the problems, including their units. And remember that the word per means divided by, means you definitely have a fraction. Step 2, look at the question. Where's the question mark? What sort of units do you want in your answer? If the question is, how long will it take, then your units are probably seconds or hours or something like that. If the question is, how much will it cost to blah, 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 you probably want dollars. So figure out whether you want dollars or hours or feet. What kind of unit do you want in your answer? Then look through all those numbers that you wrote down and find that unit somewhere in one of the numbers. If it's in the top, great, pull that number aside. If the unit you want is down below, like you want hours and you have miles per hour, the hours are down below, flip it to put the number that you want to end up with up in the top. Next, and this requires a little bit of work, but not too much, you take that number that you've put aside and you multiply it by the other piece of information that you have in such a way as to eliminate all the units except for the one that you're looking for. So if you have miles down below and you want that to go away, you want to multiply something that has miles up top in order to get the miles to cancel out. So you flip them if you want. You flip them or not to get to the units that you don't want to have one up top, one down below so that you can cancel them. When you're done, you'll have a number with just the unit you want, and so much of the time, that is the answer to the word problem. And I'm going to do a number of examples now, but in separate videos.